Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode here on our single player world. Today is a very special episode, I think, because I know last episode I said I'm not really a fan of the idea of the fireworks, necessarily, but you know what? Guess what? Look at that. We've got Optifine for 1.11.2. We are ready to go and give some fireworks a try, and I'm pretty excited to give them a go. If this creeper would just die, that would be fantastic. There we go. Perfect. Alright, so what I've done in between the last two episodes is I have fixed up a little bit of this house here. I also want to quickly show you. Remember I asked what would happen? It looks like maybe you just can't put the infinity and mending on the same bow, but you can still have it on a bow. So what I want to do is I want to quickly go into our item duplication tower and see if we can make a very rare item. I hope, maybe it is, maybe it will become, maybe I'm just misunderstanding what's going to be happening. But yeah, maybe we can get this to duplicate a few times. And then what we're going to do today is we're going to get some fireworks going, and obviously fireworks require two main ingredients. The first one being gunpowder, and the second one, which is still important but less, we need less of it, is of course paper. And as for paper, I don't think you realize, but we got a pretty bad paper production facility here. Every time I've needed to make books or anything like that, I've had to go and manually plant sugarcane and harvest it, so it's really not an efficient way of doing things. And today we're going to make a quick farm, hopefully it's quick, to make ourselves get a bit more paper. So we want to put that one in there. Let's see what happens. So this is, let's just quickly double check what we've got. We've got those enchantments there, durability of 270, which would be interesting to see what's going to happen. Hopefully we get it. Oh, I don't have a bow. I felt like I could still fly with it. I just can't get this house to really work for me, but I've got a plan for that. I think what we're going to do is we're going to put a balcony out here, and then that will make this roof work out a little bit nicer. But that's for later. What we're doing now is we're going over to a spot that I think is a pretty good spot to make a bit of a, to do something like what I want to do, which is a sugarcane farm. And in fact, oh, before we forget, we need sugarcane. Let's get the sugarcane. I planted the only 3 sugarcane that I had left in my chests. Just over here. Well, actually, 2 sugarcane. The third one was over there. Ooh, we got some over here. Good. And I had some down here, I'm pretty sure. Perfect. Alright, great. So, for the last build, you will recall that we wanted to challenge ourselves with a bit of a different block. And it didn't really turn out too well, which was that brick block. It's a very tough block, I think, to work into an actual building. For us, at least. I'm sure if you had that as your style, that could be. But for us, in our style, it's very tough. And I think what I'm going to have to do is maybe use it just in some weird way of not necessarily being a structural block, but being used, for instance, for a chimney or something along those lines to make it look like a chimney from the outside. That could be kind of cool. But I'm not too sure. I still need to figure it out. But it's something I do definitely want to... Oh, I do definitely want to work it out at some point in the future. So let's quickly head on here. And in the skeleton farm, which is a place that I spend quite a bit of time just AFK, waiting for skeletons to grow and all that sort of stuff, I think that will be a great spot. Oh, I moved out of it. I think it'll be a great spot for us to do our sugarcane farm, which will be automatic. It'll be bumping sugarcane off into water or wherever we want it to be bumped off into. And I think that'll work quite well. Oh, it's still pumping stuff out. It's interesting. Let's, oh, got the wrong one. And we'll do that there. So, I'm planning on putting this farm at the back here. Now, one thing which could be kind of interesting is where would I put the chest? I mean, I could just make this nether portal walk both ways. That actually isn't a bad idea. I'll show you what I mean. What we could do is make this a nice area. We'll make it a pretty area, of course. We'll always make it a pretty area. But what I can do is I can do this. Like this. And I need... Is that snow? Like that. And I can make it give you the ability to walk through. So on this side, we could have our other farms. On this side, we can have our skeleton farm. You know what? I've got a plan. And that requires block sounds to be... Oh, is that player sounds maybe? Let's check with this. Yeah, that must be player sounds. Oh. And... What? Okay, maybe it's... Okay, it's one of the sounds. We're not going to worry about it. We're just not going to go through there anymore. That's... I'm not a fan of that nether portal noise, but it's alright. It's alright by itself for a little bit of time, but when you keep walking through the portal, it'll get really old really quickly. And now we don't have block sounds. Great. Alright, there we go, and we'll ignore it. Fair enough. That's the nether portal block sound that we're thinking of. So what I'm planning on doing here is, because we've got all this space out the back here, which is probably not going to get used, we could probably use this for our sugarcane farm running along here. We can fit it in this way, and we obviously, as I say, want it to look good. And the plan for this one is we're not going to do any of the fancy bud switchy things that a lot of people do use. We could use observer blocks for it, but I feel like overall, I want to just be very simple with this thing. Don't go too complicated. We just want a sugarcane farm that'll produce enough sugarcane for us to have enough fireworks. And I think that should be quite easily achievable. So we'll get rid of these. There. And now what we can do is we can start looking at how we'll plan this out. So obviously, if we want this to dent in here, we'll need a bit of space at the back. I think a good spot would be to start from there. So that gives us that area there. And those areas there to kind of dent the wall in, make it look a bit cooler. Yep, that'll work. And then we can place our sugarcane farm in from about here. I think this will work quite well. Cat, you're going to need to move, please. Come on this side. There we go. Perfect. All right. So what I'm planning on doing is I'll probably have a run of water over here with a bit of compressed ice underneath. And what that's going to do is that's going to move all of the sugarcane that gets pushed off, because we're going to be pushing it off there. Okay, I need to get some of that. We're going to push it off there into a hopper down the other... Well, actually, maybe it would be better off just putting the hopper here, because we're going to store it. Ooh, actually, where do we want the storage to be for this? Because maybe what we can do is we can have a few farms that are in this area at some point in the future. Perhaps we can do that. We can have a few farms like that. We can maybe put in another, whatever farm we want. But that's actually true. We probably want this area here to be storage. So we'll make that storage, right? We'll put storage of other stuff in here, and we'll put our sugarcane farm in on this side here. So I've got quite a bit of clearing to do if that's the case. But that is what I'm going to do. I think it's a good idea. Alright, well, here you go. I've gone ahead and I've extended this area. I've cut up in there, and I realize I need to go a little bit more that way for my plan. Now, what my plan is I want to get a... Actually, I just thought, this could be kind of interesting. Yeah, I don't think I've thought this through completely, but let's give it a go anyway. What I was planning on doing was doing something along these lines here, where I've got a long line of these, like that. And what these slime blocks are doing is they're going to push off any of these levels over here. So I've got to make sure that I don't have a block like that on that side. And on that side, nothing as well. So they're not touching anything. And the whole reason I'm using slime blocks is really just to save on iron and on the pistons. So we've got that happening there. We've also got these growing over here. And actually, what biome is this? Desert, savanna. Okay, that's why these ones come out a little bit of a different color to these ones here, which I'm pretty sure are desert. Oh, this is savanna as well. Interesting. All right. So these are all going into this central point over here. Now the plan is, what we're going to do for the central point is we're going to have a hole that goes down there. And it's going to send the items underground. So we're just going to have a hole there. It's going to go underground to this area here. And probably go into a different one of these. I was planning on using this one, but I realized when we've got the miscellaneous items, they're going to all go in here, and then that's not going to work too well. So that's what's going to happen there. That was actually very creepy. I don't know if you've heard that. That is very, very creepy. All right. So let's get going on a bit of the redstone behind this. Hopefully it works. We'll put in a sticky piston, because why not? Right over... Is this middle? Pretty sure this is middle. There. We'll put in one of those there. And let's just test it out before we continue. Oh, and we'll get rid of these. That junk there. Perfect. Okay, now let's just make sure this does work as soon as we do this. Okay, it didn't. So what we'll do is we'll do this. So one too many on each side. Let's check if we get rid of that one. Get rid of that one. Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna mess around. I've never really messed around with these too much. Alright, so I figured out what the problem was. It's the fact that I misunderstood which one it was. I've kind of got my numbers mixed up. The maximum amount of blocks that can be pushed with a slime block or a sticky piston is 12. And I was thinking it was 15. So what we're going to do is, instead of doing what we've currently done, we're going to place one of these in over... We'll actually get rid of that one there. Like that. And this now should have 5 and 5. Yeah, even. Even though we're losing one, we're going to keep it like that. We'll put in one of these over here. And we'll let this area here just kind of do its own thing. There. Perfect. Alright. So, we'll plant these quick. And this area here, we'll also have to... Actually, that'll be fun. That'll be alright, because we want this to be flowing. So that's good. Right, so now what we have to do is we have to get a means of... Actually, let me just try this. Can these push a block in front? Okay, that's actually... You know what? We can push this one more back, and we can have our own colored wall. So, what I'll do is I'll put in the colored wall now, which is, I think, actually a pretty good idea, because that means we can have this looking nice. I'm not so sure what color we're going to do, but we're going to put a colored wall in, and then what I'm planning on doing is I'm planning on doing a timer for this thing, because it's... I mean, having this on, like, a detector would be kind of cool, but overall... It doesn't have to be that efficient. We're not going to go through all that effort of wasting a bunch of pistons on it and stuff like that. It'll take us a lot more time than what it's worth. So I'll get going on that, and then we can go to put the timer in. Okay, guys, so I may or may not have been silly there and realized that I would need pistons to do that, not these, because that just adds to the number block. So, number of blocks it's pushing, so that really doesn't help. But what we are going to do is quickly, just because we're going to be doing a bit of testing here, we may as well collect everything that drops off in there for now. And I've been using these leaf blocks, which is actually something I saw in, I'm pretty sure, a farm by Impulse, which uses slime blocks as well. So that's kind of a good idea. I was planning on using watermelon, but I don't have any on me, so we're going to be using these for now. And what we are going to do is we are going to put in our timer, and I'm going to go for a fairly simple timer here. This one is... Oh, we'll just do... Get rid of those. Let's get rid of those. And those. Good. It's a fairly simple clock. All we're going to do is we may as well put it in here. We need some comparators. We need some... Do we have comparators? No. We need some, yeah, comparators, some hoppers, and some other items. So, comparators. There we go. That goes out. That goes out. And... I think that's all we really need. Let's see. Let's see how we go. So what we'll need is we'll need 2 hoppers facing into each other. And you guys have probably seen me do this before, or seen this many a time. But it is a very effective, easy to do timer. And I'm pretty happy with doing it. So we'll have to have one facing that way. Facing that way. We'll need a... comparator out there, comparator out there, and a block like this, which I think overall this will be very simple, and hopefully, I need my redstone dust, can throw that out, do that, got our dust, perfect. And now let's check what happens when we put some stuff in here. This should work. I'm pretty sure this will work quite easily. So however long it takes for these items to transfer over. Okay, why is that one not pushing? Perhaps we need sticky pistons. Perfect, let's give these a go. Sticky piston in there. Let's see how this is going. So those are building up. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Now all we have to do is we have to do that. And put that into a thing like that. We should see these all pop out every few seconds. Okay, let's give us a 1 tick pulse. We need that to be a little bit longer. Oh. We'll just do it over here. From this one, we'll put in a... We need a repeater. There we go. And this should work. I'm pretty sure this is going to work. Let's let's hope. Oh, man. This is quite annoying that it's happened like this. What we can do is, instead of that, we can do a vertical one of these. So put this over here. Do one of these, like... Of course we don't have enough, man. Nothing's going my way here. Yes. There we go. Put that there. There. One of those. And then... There. Yeah, we're not going to make it with this. We'll need to get a few more. Do I have nothing that is slabbable in there? No, of course not. Alright, slabs. These will do. For demonstration purposes, we can fix this up at a later time. There. Let's just get rid of half of these. Alright, tell you what. I think this requires a bit of thinking. I'll be back. Alright, so it's pretty simple. All I needed to do was make a bit of a monostable circuit here and get this to give us a quick punch off this. So, look at this. We'll stand in the way. Let's check what happens when we stand here. Give it a... Oh, here's something that's grown in the way. Yeah, get smashed in the face. But look how far the sugarcane's getting shot. What we're going to have to do is... Not that. I just wanted to see. Nothing went in there. We're going to have to put something like this with a bit of glass in the front just to stop anything from going flying off the end. So like that for now. And this farm will become prettier in the future. Currently, it's just a functional farm. Purely functional. So you can see there's some there. Let's check if this all... Perfect. That's what we want to see. That's all we want. We just want these things to go out that way. There's another one. Awesome. Alright, so we should be on our way to getting quite a bit of... Oh, every time it's almost got one. That's good. Quite a bit of sugarcane. This current pace actually doesn't seem too bad, I think. We'll see if we want to slow it down or speed it up or whatever. But that's our sugarcane farm for now. The next thing we want to do now is we want to go back to the base once we've actually... Let's get a few fireworks. The ability to make... 2 should be enough, I think. I don't know how these things are going to go. I feel like 2 will be enough. We'll head over to the base and we'll make some fireworks. Right, so we're back in the town and I thought let's head on back here. I realized that I misunderstood how many we need. It was 3 of these, which I actually knew. I just wasn't thinking right. 3 of these to 1 paper. And I think I've got a table there. I just want to go away from the zombies that are making all the noise. No, I don't have a table here. All right. We'll have to go over to the table right around here. And I want to get back to that house, by the way. I've just... We've taken a little break for 1 episode, and then we'll be back. So, there we go, we need that. And I'm pretty sure you can make one with 1, 2, and 3. Is that right? Yeah. I haven't made fireworks in a very long time. So, we'll try one with a flight duration 3, flight duration 2, and flight duration 1. Let's see how this goes. So, if I just right-click... Do I have to be flying first? Maybe it's like a... Okay, that's actually pretty awesome. It doesn't have the damage that you take, which is kind of good, you know what I mean? That's actually quite a good thing. How long does this fly for? Flight duration 2 doesn't seem like it does too much for us. Let's check what we look like when we do it. This is number 3, by the way. Flight duration 3. It's very hard flying like that. Okay, 3 doesn't seem too bad. Let's give us a go again. That's actually pretty cool. I'll give it that. That is actually pretty cool. Many of you guys have commented in the comments, of course, saying that we should give these a go because they're more cheaper than a bow. But I failed to see that they're cheaper. This is going to be quite a bit more work for us to get this, but of course it does not hurt us, and it also, I guess, well, I mean, it becomes cheaper than a bow if you can't do it that way. But not only that, it also means that we can make ourselves look cool with this. If we use some fireworks stars. So let's go there. Oh man, this is actually pretty cool. I like it. I like it how we've now got kind of support to fly versus just to glide. But yeah, guys, I think for today that'll pretty much do our episode. I just wanted to get that farm out the way. We haven't built a farm in a while, and a very simple one, but it should be hopefully quite useful for us to get this sort of stuff going. Just so that we can get our flight going with the modern day flying standards. But yeah, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye. Whoa. Good save.